In this episode, we're going to try and just kind of cover some of the player tutorial, like when you start off the game. It's a kind of a new tutorial as far as a couple years new, but if you're a very old player or if you played this game back pre-NGE and then you left, this is the tutorial from then. This is the way it is. It's a lot better than it was when it first came out, but right now while I'm talking, this is the introduction to the game, what you would see when you start playing this game. It's the Empire divided, and basically starts you off in this station, and you're trying to escape because you're a captive of the Empire. Starts you off right at the bat, making it think the Empire's evil, but it's up to you in this game. You can play the Empire, and you don't have to play an evil character. So we're gonna go through it. I'm gonna kind of run through it. I'm not gonna explain every little detail because there's a lot of things that you can read for yourself, and there's a lot of things that C3PO will pop up here and actually tell you. He's right here.
Hello.
He's
Oh,
really
good.
annoying.
You are alive. Help is on
But
the way.
you and let me explain too how I move around. You can change your settings in the game.
Move your mouse to look
You
around.
can go to options. I just press the O on the keyboard to get here. You can change all these by going to the key map button, and you can change movement, all the
When it fills up,
how you target things, camera, anything you think of. You can change it to how you want on the keyboard.
walk to the droid
And you can also get to that by this little button over here. Going to options takes you to the same place, and O will also close it. The way I move is I use my mouse and I hold the right mouse button, and it allows me to look around without my character moving around. Other games they don't do that. If you move your mouse, your character moves. If I left click, it's actually how I select things. If I hold the right mouse button and then hold the left button at the same time, I'll walk. Well, this one's not set up, but you can set that up. Let's do that real quick. Okay. Mouse left and right drives movement. So you just have that clicked.
Walk over to the 2-1
So now you can walk this way. It makes it very easy to maneuver around without having to use both hands. You're just using your right hand for the mouse to actually walk around. Now I keep my left hand on the WASD keys so that when I'm walking I can kind of strafe in a way, or I can use a W and E will strafe. But as you're walking forward, when you're doing that, you'll walk, walk and strafe. It also keeps my hand close to the 1 through the number keys on top, because that's the keys right here, not the F keys. They used to be the F keys, but they're not. They are the 1 through 9, then the 0, then the hyphen, and the equal sign. So that's pretty much what I do. It keeps my hands close to my combat keys or whatever I'm going to do. So we're just going to try and hopefully fly through this. As far as targeting goes, some people have a real pain in the butt with targeting. You'll notice I clicked on him and it keeps, there's still a selection around him. You have something called an intended target. When you click first on an object, it has this green selection around the target, and that is what you still are focused on. So if I don't have my mouse on anything else and I do a command, it should still affect and act as if my mouse is on him if you have this little crosshairs where it shows how my mouse changed when I'm on this box. See how it's this kind of like yellow plus sign? If you change this by pressing the Y key, it changes to this, with this circle. This means that even if my mouse is on this, all my actions are going to affect what is on the green target, which is right now, which is the surgical droid. Wouldn't really do anything to him, but if I did something, it would do it to him instead. So if I attacked, did a special, it would go to him, even though my mouse is actually selected on hovering on something else. If I click on something else that's actually clickable, it doesn't actually change it. Now you can change that if you want to. I didn't. I have a third key on my mouse, so I use my third key to change my intended target. It does it without actually selecting the item. So if I was to do that to click on him,
Please go to the
it
cabinet
wouldn't
and
actually
search it by single-clicking
talk
it.
to him or do anything. It would just simply change my intended target. That's something that I think a lot of people, they have different keys for. Some people probably use their keyboard to do that. That's just what I chose to do. You know, do how you feel. But I prefer to keep the game off of this kind of target here. I like to go back by pressing Y to the crosshairs because it allows me, whatever I click on, if I click on this, if all these are attackable, you'll see here in a minute. We're going to get a pistol. Now press I to go into your inventory.
You must open your inventory.
I use the quick keys on the keyboard, but you know, feel free to do this when you're learning. It's just that all the quick keys aren't easy to understand. Like I is for inventory, O is for options, but V, well not yet, but V is like for your overhead planetary map. You know, M is for your location map, but so you know, it's kind of weird. K is like for like your data pad. You would think that'd be D. I think it used to be, but they changed it. So if you have this kind of targeting, by clicking on, I'm shooting that, and by, now say, if those still existed, I could click again and shoot the other target without having to change my intended target. That's why I keep it on this kind of crosshair system. It's just, for me, it's the easiest way to do it. Especially too, if you are playing a type of melee class, you almost want to keep on that because it allows you to change your target while you're up close. If you are ranged and you move around a whole bunch, you'll want to change back to this kind of target because it will allow you to, as you're moving without having to actually click on the character, you can attack them. Get a little bit of lag here. Here's pretty much, this is just a hangar. You can't really go anywhere from here. They blocked you off. All this is to show you how combat works. You can hide behind crates and stuff, it won't help you. So it doesn't matter if I'm right here in their face. It doesn't really do much different. Now it does kind of help if I'm moving around.
Keep firing until we have a clear path out.
It doesn't really do anything. It just prevents them from being able to shoot me quite as accurate.
Take a position behind the boxes, kid. And keep firing until we have a clear path out.
And as you kill them, anything with a yellow icon is loot. There's credits.
Falcon,
Credits are your money. They are your currency. And yes, this is a money-based game. If you are rich in this game, there's a lot you can accomplish.
Get on board the Falcon, kid. This place is gonna blow.
Well, that's it for now. I think I'm running close on time. I'm going to wrap it up here, and we'll just pick up where we left off next time for episode 3. Until then, see you later. Alright, welcome to episode 3 of Star Wars Galaxies, or how to play Star Wars Galaxies. Just got done with episode 2. I'm making this kind of a two-parter, but just to, when you're in the tutorial part, because this is the space portion. We just got out of the station with Han Solo. We are now going to go, you know, around here. I'm just going to show you around. We're inside of a ship. If you go to the front, you can look outside. There's things going on, and there's Chewie.
Throttle back your engines and prepare to be boarded.
Well, get up there. 3PO will tell you what to do. I have to go to help Chewie get her running.
To climb into the turret, please click on the turret ladder.
Now we're in this. If you press Alt, I don't think I could explain this before. If your mouse is stuck to moving your screen, press the Alt key, and you can have a free moving mouse. This is the same thing as your menu options here. But it allows you to have free mouse movement so you can actually move things. You can drag windows around if you don't like where they're placed. But you can't really do anything except for just shooting, at least in space, shooting just where your mouse is. So now we can move. Now left mouse shoots.
Got it fixed.
Guys, look at this.
Aim for the red crosshairs to get a perfect shot on the hostile ships.
He explains space combat. I'm not the best space combat. I might do a tutorial on just the basics of it, but I don't do it on a regular basis. I just simply have a space. So I have a ship, so if I want to
Press L to
do
leave
some
the
space,
turret.
I can. If you want to leave right here, just click on that. Yeah. I think we still have to destroy a ship or two. It's basically pretty tricky. You can see how your beams, especially things moving, the beams don't just go instantly straight to it. They really act as if like almost like a slow bullet. They the ship is flying. The bullet kind of has to kind of arc in front of it. You sort of have to start learning how to shoot ahead of where the item actually is. Yeah, that's too far away. Press the T command, I forgot about that. Helps you target enemies that are nearby. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be your enemy. But the nice thing is that little kind of double plus sign thing that's in front of it kind of gives you the general area where they want you to fire in front of. Of course, the item's too far.
Please hurry.
Doesn't really matter, but luckily we're done. So we're going to walk back to the cockpit. Wants us to sit down.
Strap yourself in, kid. Next stop, Tansari Point Station.
Click once that green target, and we're gonna get away. He's making us leave. This is gonna be a really short part 3, but basically this is when I wanted to finish up that tutorial thing. I'm not, at least I don't think I'm gonna go into very much on this space station. There's so much. That's my dog. Thanks. I don't think I'm gonna go into it very much because I don't want to take up too much time. There's so much you can do with it, but it's not crucial. You don't have to go through it all. There's not any like major rewards that you're never going to be able to get later on. So if you want to try it, go for it. It's fun to get the very basics of questing. However, it's once you're here, it's really not much different than actually being on the planet. It's just that there's some quests you haven't done before. You talk to Han.
Work up there, kid.
He gave me a
Get a little
pistol.
rough when you cross the
It's
Empire.
not
This
important.
menu will
But
direct
what
you to the
is
various game windows.
I don't care.
Try it out
Kid,
now.
I'm sure the Tansari.
Basically that. Brief, I guess we'll use it also to describe some of the options around here. This is your chat window. You, if you're not in it at all, you press the enter key to start talking. You say something, and then you press enter, and it sends it. And that's it. Now, if you want to send a tell, you don't have to press enter. You just press the /, then T, or you can type in tell. It doesn't matter. Do the person's name, space, and then type in your message. And that's all you have to do. There's nothing more complex. I've actually enjoyed this system better than some other games where you have to almost type in tell, space, their name, comma, space. It seems a bit more stupid, but if you are in there though, your cursor's blinking. Sometimes what I just do is I just click in it and then I start typing. It's the same as pressing enter. However, if you are trying to press commands from your menu bar while this is selected, you're typing, so therefore you're not actually being able to use any specials during combat or anything. So keep that in mind. Sometimes that becomes an annoying thing if you're chatting while you're in a big combat. This is the new talk feature they put into the game. You hold this to talk. You have your channels. If you're in a guild, you have a guild channel instantly. You can click on here to see who's in the channel that you're talking in. And yeah, it's an actual voice, talking. You actually can speak to people. Not a lot of people use it, but it's handy if you quickly have a mic and you want to just tell somebody something. These are your waypoints. This right now is telling me to go to a specific person. Now, they don't all do this leading system in the game. This is just for this station. They might do it on some mission somewhere, but don't get used to it. Typically, what you'll see is you'll look off in the distance and you'll see this giant beam of light shooting from the sky. That will, or from the ground and the sky. That will be your direction to where you're supposed to head. That's your waypoint. People refer to it as their WP. So if you see someone say a WP, that's what they're talking about. 93 is how many meters away it is. The arrow there is showing you where it is. You'll get a map here eventually. The map will, again, point you where the waypoint is. So we'll go into this a little bit more later, and I'll touch on this little buddy down here when we get into more combat. And talk to y'all guys later.